Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. One of the characteristics of a superior entity or organism or being is adaptability. That means the ability to adapt to changes. If you're incapable of adapting, then you will perish, and other more adaptable organisms will survive and procreate and will survive and how do you call it, push forward their genes. Now we have in a war the same way. Circumstances change, tactics change, and you have to adjust based on your enemy's changes or their circumstances on the front. You can't just say, I'm going to fight this way all the way. No, you adjust because the other side can employ other means of attacks or defense, or the weather, and many maybe your lack of this, or maybe you get more supplies of this, and then you change, you adapt. In this case, we have Avdiivka. Avdiivka has been a town in Ukraine that's been almost surrounded, encircled. And the only road, the access road that brings supplies into Avdiivka has been under the Russian shelling. For me, it's still, I don't know. I didn't hear the news coming from either side that Avdiivka fell or was encircled completely and the guys inside surrender ending. Not yet. Even though I think it's just a continuous shelling, bombarding the Ukrainian positions, and I really don't know why the Ukrainians are fighting over there. Trying to what? To kill some Russians coming over? Yeah, okay, that's a plan, but still, that will fall eventually. That's my 99.9 assessment of that. They will fall. The Avdiivka, the Ukrainians would lose over there. The problem is this: when you have a wounded animal, you have an encircled castle, like the medieval castles. What would you do? Wait. You try to employ as little energy and resources into seizing that or taking that castle or fortress, because they will run out of water maybe, and definitely resources. It's easier just to stay around and wait than to go and try to attack it and die, risk resources and all that. And you just wait, stay around it, and that would be it at the end. So the same thing I think the Russians are doing right now in Avdiivka. They are not employing, I would think, but we've got the Institute for the Study of War saying that actually no, the Russians are changing tactics in Avdiivka. I will show you the map and this article from from the Business Insider, using the so-called American Washington D.C. located Institute for the Study of War, a think tank which is who's in charge is a Victoria Nuland's sister-in-law. So you know how much war those guys are studying and how much propaganda they're studying. And so what do we have? Let me show you. So this is Business Insider, and it says Russia is changing tactics to try to capture the city of Avdiivka and plans to fight through it block by block. Institute for Study of War says. Now, could be because there's no more Ukrainians there, and there's map operation over there, mapping operation, just eliminating whatever remains. If they're packs and that's it, you have to take them like that. Or maybe, I don't know, why would you expose yourself to this when you can continue doing what you can do? Are the Russians incapable of destroying these guys' position and encircling it? I don't know, but maybe they already completed that, and now it's just a mop up, as I said, clean up operation in Avdiivka. But let's see what these guys are saying, and I'm going to show you a map as well. Russia could be planning. Oh, okay, I don't like that. When I see could be, this is different right here. Russia is changing tactics. And it says could be planning. It's two different things. I do it or I'm planning. I'm doing it is like I'm doing as it is. It's an affirmative, a positive statement. The other one is, conditional or maybe, could, whatever. Russia could be planning block-to-block assault on the city of Avdiivka, a think tank said. Russia's months-long attempts to encircle the city have been blocked by Ukrainian resistance. Very possible. A Ukrainian military spokesperson said 40,000 Russian troops had amassed near the city. So that's the evidence that they tried block by block. Could be. Russian forces might have abandoned their plans to encircle the city, which I think it's easier than going block by block, of Avdiivka and plan to fight through it block by block. The think tank Institute for the Study of War said. Russia is conducting a three-pronged attack on the eastern Ukrainian city, which involves encircling it from the south and north and fighting in the city's eastern quarters, the UK Ministry of Defense said in an intelligence update on Saturday. So let's see where the Avdiivka is. Avdiivka is right here in Donetsk. I'm going to zoom it. So Avdiivka is right here. It's been like this for some time already. So the Russians are trying to go like this, obviously try to go like this, and then eventually that's it, end of story. They conquered Marinka, which was another, maybe you heard about Avdiivka and Marinka all the time. Marinka is already dead. So this is the other one. So the Russians are trying from north, from south, and trying to break through block by block here. However, the Institute for the Study of War assessed that Russia's attacks on the city's flanks are on a smaller scale than when they began their assault on the town in October, and that Russian forces are now focusing on fighting in the city's southern residential area. Russian forces may be trying to make tactical gains by brute force. Again, maybe trying. And they did it as they did it in the bloody Battle of Bakhmut. Yeah, but they had over there the Wagner group. Now they don't. But the Institute for Study of War. But it doesn't mean that they cannot do it. I mean, it's not like the Wagner group had anything else but money. More money. Ukrainian Military of Internal Affairs Major Maxim Morozov said this week that Russian forces have amassed 40,000 troops near Avdiivka and plan to storm the city. Future fighting in the city, try to storm the city. Plan to storm the city. Correct? Correct. Future fighting in the city will likely resemble other instances of urban warfare in Ukraine, where Russian forces conducted attritional assaults for marginal gains, the Institute for the Study of War said. So if they are this, and you saw this before, what was the outcome of those cities? They were all conquered. So that means it seems to me that these guys are following the same tactic, and it's certain phases. Phase 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you're done. So it seems like they are right now at phase 4. That's what I think they are. And they did the same thing in Bakhmut, they said. In Soledar, they did the same thing. In Mariupol, they did the same thing. Russia has already suffered major personal. Okay, all right. A Ukrainian military spokesperson said that this week that there is an area the size of a football field with over 100 bodies of Russian soldiers and a whole graveyard of Russian military equipment north of the city. Many of these losses were caused by Ukrainian uncrewed aerial vehicle munitions, according to UK intelligence. Ukrainian counterattacks are holding Russian forces back, and the UK Ministry of Defense said the city will likely remain in Ukrainian control over the coming weeks. Plural, that could be 2 weeks. Ukraine, or could be 1,000 weeks. Ukrainian forces' main supply route remains intact. Supposedly, this right here. And they are conducting local counterattacks against Russian troops too, the UK said. Russian forces are reportedly attempting to bypass Ukrainian fortification by trying to enter the city's edges using service tunnels. Malls? What the hell? The UK department said that Russia's assesses main priority appears to be capturing the city as part of its mission to capture the entire Donbas region. Well, that's a little thing you can't leave behind unsolved businesses. So you can go like this and then they can go behind you, but I don't think they have. I mean, you have to, if this route is still open right here, you can't just go too much. Remember when it was the Blitzkrieg And if you remember, Rommel with his tanks went through what the Netherlands and Belgium. So they bypassed the Maginot Line, the French Maginot Line, and they fooled the French were like, what the fuck, where are these guys going? So they went like a spear, like a V. And then this is the tanks going too fast. And they had to stop because they were advancing too fast. Because behind you, you have to have forces that protect your flanks, so these guys don't go and cut you, and you remain alone in the middle of France, and then they come for you. So you have to have the flanks covered. But if you run too fast, the flanks are going to be like this, so they lose it, and it's going to be easier for the other ones to cut you versus like this. Behind you, obviously, that's supply. That's food, that's ammunition, that's troops that come after you. So here we go with the tanks. Bum, 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 bum. If you don't keep that and it goes like this, they can cut you, and then they can encircle you. So they can't really go here too much in advance because, on the flanks, because these guys through the supply line, they can go behind them and cut them, and then encircle create two spots over there of encircled Russian troops. So even though the Russians could go towards what city is over there? Let me see. Krasnomoyetsk. If they go over there, even though they go over there, let me show you. Even if the Russians potentially go like this and they go like this towards this town here, if this remains free, these guys, the Ukrainians, can get a lot of supply here, and this guy advance here, this guys advances, and these guys from the back, they can cut them in two like this, and then encircle them with troops coming from here and from there. So you have to make sure that you don't leave behind unfinished business. So we'll see. I think block by block is harder than just bombarding them over there, but they're on the territories. These guys are not telling the truth. Neither is the other ones. So you can guess certain things, and I'm not looking too deep into these details, looking on Telegram or finding people that really look at the micro situation in Avdiivka. And I don't like micro, I like macro. So I let them do that, and then I get that and put them together and see the big picture. If I can, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.